And if that happens and you're on the chair, your butt's broken. So after taking a little break, I've decided I'm not going to do day in the life style content because I feel like it's kind of boring. And instead, I'm going to do like one project per video style content. We bought these when we moved in. My wife wanted them. They sold them at Target for like $200 each. I bought them on eBay from like Target's used and like refurbished store. This is where they sell like their open box stuff for half. So I bought them for like $70 each. We got 3 of them. But they're kind of wobbly. They've served their purpose for 2 years. But certainly, first of all, they are below the weight limit for me. So that's why we have this big boy, which has a 500-pound weight limit. But these, you can see there's a huge gap there. These are a butt glue joint, which have failed, and they're held in with just some bolts. So I'm going to take them apart and see if I can make them sturdier. And if not, my wife has given me permission to fail there. So we have one more of these, and then these will just become decorative. We actually have one, which is our printer stool. So that's what we're going to try. And I'll film that today, and we'll see how it goes. Goodbye, stool. That said, I'll still do some day in the life stuff like this. That makes the $500 robot vacuum all worth it. No sneezing. Beautiful. So the project at hand is this. We have 3 of these stools, 2 of which we've used pretty much daily, one of which has been just ornamental because I need a heavier stool. And they're held together with these 8 bolts that go through here and affix this base to the chair. Just picked up this set. We have standard, metric, and those are Torx. So that I have a Stanley set, but they don't make it anymore. Assembling and disassembling. So much easier. And so yeah, you can see they're into these threaded inserts. They're not stripped, they just backed out over time. And then I believe this should, or maybe it came, we'll cut back to that seat. It's made out of some kind of rubber wood, and the finish is peeling a little bit. But when you see this, yeah, you can see that's wiggle in there. That is just given up. But as I recall now, no, this came assembled. They came in a huge box, which honestly, I guess they assumed that the glue joint wouldn't fail, or it would at least last as long as the warranty did, which is, you know, what it seems to have done. But there is just a lot more wiggle in here than I would like there to be. And I don't know, you can see that. That glue has failed completely on the stiles. And I'm not a furniture maker, but yeah, so there's got to be a dowel or a mortise and tenon in there, because it hasn't fallen completely through. Oh, actually, you know what? They used pocket holes, probably for a little bit of clamping, and then the glue was secondary, or maybe the glue was primary and the pocket hole is just to clamp it down. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of these screws. I really can't remember. Maybe I did put these pocket holes in. I don't know. We'll take them apart though. You can do amazing things without the right tools, but when you have the right tools, you can do anything. So and so I removed these pocket holes, and yeah, you can see, oh god, there's no dowel, there's no mortise and tenon. There are these staple pins and like a very little bit of glue I hope that was glue, but yeah, you can see, oh, here, they just stapled it together. I mean, this staple would have done a very minimal job. And yeah, you can see without that. So there's almost certainly, and there is certainly something, maybe there is a mortise and tenon. So this one was actually not held in with pocket holes, and it was dowel joinery. But the glue had completely failed. There's still a single staple. They like drove, I don't know how they like matrixed that in there. But you can see whatever glue they had there, just, I guess that's a mortise and tenon. But tool, because there's definitely a staple holding that in. And I don't want to loosen this and make the hole bigger. So I got it up. A little bit damaged, but you would never notice that once it's back together. Mortise and tenon. They use like, I see almost no glue. Almost no glue. And then they drove a single staple through the end, and that is supposed to keep you on the chair. Yeah, feeling inside there, there's a very little bit, it looks like CA glue, it doesn't even look like wood glue. So that's unfortunate, but not completely unexpected. Yeah. Each one, it appears, has a single brad just put through into the mortise and tenon. Interestingly, each one of these is drilled in the center, and I can't tell you why or how, because what I think would have been a better way of doing this is, in addition to the mortise and tenon, because that only goes halfway in, actually drilling a hole through there, all the way through, and putting, in addition to that, I think a dowel. This is coming from someone who's never done furniture carpentry. But I think, because if you look at that, it only goes up to there. You have all of that unsupported, and while there is glue, there's a little bit of glue on the inside, there's actual vast parts that are completely dry, have no glue on it, very little transfer on here, and no glue here. So when they would have clamped this together, there would have been no squeeze out. There would have been nothing. I don't know if glue is particularly expensive in, I don't know what country these were manufactured in, but I don't know if like wood glue is just hard to come by there or what, but whatever glue was holding this together has failed on every single joint, and so it's sort of not quite sturdy anymore. See this, no force at all, just complete giving up. This one is holding, so that's half, I guess half of the joint. Well, it is one joint. No, it's just the dowel. The dowel is just tighter than this one. There's no glue. Yeah, and there's a little brad. Funnily enough, oh no, this is sad. So this one, this dowel here is broken, split in half. So listen, if you're buying, this is like Threshold, Acadia, it's Target sort of like store brand. If you are buying these stools for $200, you are getting the bare minimum quality of joinery that you can expect. This is 2 years old. Now, mind you, I bought this on eBay. Target has, I think they call it Bullseye something, but as far as I could tell in my research, it is Target. They own and operate, or maybe they sell this to someone who owns and operates. And this eBay store has, 100 million, 100,000, I don't know how many sales. It has, it's one of those eBay accounts that has hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, thousands and thousands upon thousands of sales. And so they only sell Target open box merchandise. And so my imagination here is someone purchased these stools, they didn't like them, or they did have some very minor damage on the finish when we first received them, and they shipped them back. Target can no longer sell those as new, so they sell them to this third-party retailer who only sells Target stuff. And so, they shipped around a couple times, sure, but when they arrived, they did not look used. And after 1 year, they were sort of fine. This is now, because I bought them for Christmas 23? Christmas 23, and as of, December 25, pretty much every glue joint had given up. And you have just very minimal brads. Knew these would have been $200 each. These 3 stools would have cost more than $600 after taxes and shipping. We got them for $200, I think, out the door. Honestly, I think it was like $180. They were like $65, $70, and I bought 3 of them on that eBay store. So at that price, I don't feel like I got taken advantage of. But if I had spent $600 on these stools, granted, they looked nice. They were good-looking stools. My wife liked them. They were a Christmas present. It's really sad that is the quality of craftsmanship you can expect for $600. And now some people may say, well, it's $600. You get what you pay for. I don't know if you get what you pay for. I bought for myself, and mind you, also, I never sat on these. I am a big boy. I am over the weight limit on these. I never sat on them because I was afraid of this. I was afraid that they were constructed poorly. So I bought a very similar style to like the classic, the aluminum chair. I'll put a picture of it. So I bought 2 of those for myself, and then we have some larger individuals in our family. So if ever they were come over, we would swap out one of the stools so they would have a safer stool to sit on, and I would have one that I would always sit on. Those were $80. Now granted, they're metal, sure, but I honestly think they look fine. They match our kitchen, I think, a little bit nicer. My wife and I disagree on that. But for the same price, you could have bought, 3 of these used on the eBay store, or you could buy 3 of those new on, it was like Restaurant Depot, I think was the store we bought them from. See, you shouldn't be able to do that. And I think this goes to show. This one, interestingly enough, the brad held, the mortise and tenon held, but this just completely split. And if that happens and you're on the chair, your butt's broken. Your butt's gone. There's a fun Reddit group that I like to be a part of, and I watch quite frequently. And on the Reddit group, people will constantly post pictures of their cracked toilet, and they'll be like, do I need to replace this right away? And everyone goes, yes, because when the toilet cracks, it will slice your ephemeral artery, it'll slice your ephemeral bits. And so this is sort of that situation. Now, granted, wood's not as sharp as porcelain, but well, we're not doing this anymore. I'm very sorry, wife. I did try, but I think this one, I mean, can it be fixed? Yes. Is the juice worth the squeeze? I don't think so.